Greetings, everybody. Better late than never, they say. I always say better never late. But anyway, I'm late. I'm supposed to be here 4 o'clock. I'm here 4:30, and I did make it. So I'm here for another catch up with Mayo live stream, and I'll tell you why I'm a half an hour late. As soon as I start noticing that people are here, not that it's really that big a deal. It is what it is. But let's put it this way. A little tired today because last night I only got, I think, maybe an hour and a half sleep, and didn't get to bed till late, and it was very hot. I don't know why. It was very hot in my apartment last night, even though looking at the temperature gauge, it was only 60. It wasn't up high, but it felt like it was 80. But anyhow, so I got hardly any sleep. Been tired today, and then I was out. I went out today. I went outside, hanging out. Came home 3 o'clock. I came home an hour before I was due to go online. So what do? I'm gonna rest my eyes for a while. I'm gonna sit on the couch, close my eyes for like 10, 15 minutes. And well, that was at 3 o'clock. And next thing I know, I wake up and the clock says 4:05 or something. So anyway, I slept. I nodded off. That's what happened. Happens though. Happens, especially if you only got like an hour and a half sleep. And that was almost 2 minutes just wasted. So let me get it together here. All right. Hello to Motor Speedways. What's going on there? Hello to Mark Taylor. What's up? James Farley. And let's see. There's Mark Taylor again. And Joe F. And hello, Yorkie Girl. What's going on? And Dino, what do you say, Dino? And we got Nick, CD Man, and we got Gary for a start. So thank you for joining me today on this rather rundown version. I'm not really feeling it today, as I am kind of exhausted from lack of sleep last night. Just one of those things. I don't know. It was weird how warm it felt in the house. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. So the main thing is that we're here now. Yes, of course, Gene Hackman. I talked a little bit about Gene Hackman over in my movie discussion. If you want to look at my movie chat over on my movie channel, we talked a little bit about the Gene Hackman situation. And of course, David Johansen passed as well. I saw that. Yeah, I noticed that as well. What do I have up here for banners? Let's see. Oh, I see. I have to change. Let me fix this now. I might do this right now. Okay. Let's see. I have to change this because, of course, I have a new movie channel name. Bingo. And come on. There it is. If you subscribe to Mr. Cinemayo Nostalgia, or Mr. Cinemayo for short, I like that name. I was using that for a while, Mr. Cinemayo, and I like it, so I decided to stick with it. But I wanted to add nostalgia because it's not just cinema, not just TV, but other kinds of nostalgia too. It's a fond look back to yesteryear of all kinds of things, comic books, etc., and everything. And when you say, come on, summer, you're not kidding. But I mean, we've had some really decent weather here. We've had like 50 degrees here. And I think it got to 55 today at one point. So pretty good for, well, I was going to say February, but today is the first day of March 1st. So, yeah. Summer. Hey, Matthew Smith, I'm afraid you're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup. We're going to be getting to it soon. So, what's your thoughts on energy drinks? I don't have it. I don't think I ever had an energy drink. Yeah. I know I like the can. The can that says Monster or the Monster drink. I like the lettering on there, the monster letters, because I love monsters. Monster movies, horror movies. So that's always good. Okay, hello, Johnny. Yeah, a quick question: did you get your 1 and 3 Horzoos worked out? I have a red label. That's not A1B1. Yeah, I figured that one of the I have 2 copies of Magical Mystery Tour. People, he's asking about, and I was on with Mr. Sticker Mania the other day, and he taught me that you have to look for, was it B1, B3? I still can't remember what it was, but whatever it was, the rare one. I have one original one. That's the right one, the one that's not. So I have the original one and then something else. Does that mean you can't talk about new movies? Not at all. I know, Lila, in the past we had discussions like that with the movie title. I think you take them really literally, the title. I don't blame you, but I do talk about, in this case, I can't blame you. No, also there's some new movies as well. I occasionally do new movies. I don't just see old movies, Okay. Hello. I don't want to say that name, but your show Record Store Reality is amazing. A fantastic cast of characters and a great piece of culture and content. Thank you so much. It's always fun to do that. Today, I was at the record store for a while and I got some footage. Every time I go to the record store, I hope that I get some kind of footage that I can use for a future installment of the Record Store Reality series. There's not always something going on that I can use, but when there is, I record it, and I have to wait till I get a few segments enough for a video, because I don't always get it all in one day. Sometimes when you're watching those Record Store Reality videos, you may think it looks like they're all one single, day or, event, but it's actually over a period of time. Let's see. Vertical record players, they were interesting to look at, but I've never had one. I've never heard one. And I don't think I'd ever want one, actually, vertical record players, but they certainly are interesting. I think back in the day, they looked like futuristic. It was like the thing of the future. Hello, Stephanie. I'm sorry if I missed you before. There's a new book out about wings. There's a book coming, if that's the one we mean. What is it called? I don't even remember. Is it Paul McCartney? Or what is it called? Wings, A Band on the Run. Wings, A Band on the Run. I think that's the name of it. All right, did I say hello to James? I think I did. James Farley, that is. Yes, I do remember hearing a movie called Venom with Sterling Hayden. Why do I want to say Klaus Kinski is in that movie as well? Is he? Or am I thinking of another movie? Let me know about that. I haven't seen the guy with the yellow shirt in your record store lately. Yeah, I was in there and I asked about him. Apparently he was in there recently, but I missed him. He was there at a time when I wasn't in, so obviously didn't get to record him. Now, I'm not sure about this, but you say Wings Band on the Run. I think you have to put the letter A in front of it. Let me know if I'm right about that, because I was talking about that with, I think, Miss Beatley Tone from, Beatley Tone's Beatles channel, and he said, I think, we don't need another Band on the Run title or another Band on the Run item or book. You have to, people are going to think it's about Band on the Run, the album, right? You have to call it Wings, A Band on the Run. I think it's something like that. What do you like better, CDs or vinyl? Well, Dino, the true answer to that is it depends on the day or the hour or the minute. Generally speaking, I enjoy CDs a little better than vinyl in the sense that, they're convenient. They sound really, really clear. That they're compact, small. You can bring them everywhere, all that kind of thing. I think the sound is usually better most of the time. Sorry. But then again, I love the sound of a good warm vinyl record, and records, vinyl, so much more fun to collect, so much more fun of a format. It's so much more fun to have to interact, with a record, take the record out of the jacket, put it on the turntable, put the needle on, flip it over. It's a lot more fun to play a record than it is to play a CD. But I like CDs, for the convenience of the sound, although records sound great too. Anyone know what happened to Andrew Dixon? I remember him saying at one point he was taking some time. He's going to be taking some time off. I think that's what I recall. The eco vinyl for the. You have any vinyl on eco? Can't even say it. Saving the planet by making the product more disposable. I don't know if I have any. Pirate Gamer Boy says it sucks, but I don't know if I have any. And I, look, I'm all for keeping the planet safe, but I tell you, man, it goes too far. I mean, I'm all for that, but let's not have any more plastic bags. I made a rant video about that. I miss those old shopping bags. Well, the plastic handles and stuff. Wings, the story of a band on the run. Yes, back to that movie Venom we talked about. Klaus Kinski, Oliver Reed, and Susan George are also in it. Good, so I'm not the only one that remembered that. Hi, Charlie. I know I commented on your video, but I'll say it again. Your video with Mikey Arugula and Don, not Beetle Don, because sometimes we get him confused by name with Don from the record store. We're not talking about Don from the record store, but I thank you. A+, very informative and a lot of fun. I'm glad. Hey, no harm in telling me here again. I like to hear that people are enjoying themselves, that they like content. Nothing wrong with telling me in a live stream. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay, we need new remastered box. We need Rubber Soul and Magical Mystery Tour box sets. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are I agree with you. We do need Rubber Soul and a proper Magical Mystery Tour box. They did a Magical Mystery Tour box before, but it's a little outdated now. We need another proper one. I always thought to kill two birds with one stone, maybe they should put Magical Mystery Tour and Yellow Submarine, because there's not a lot of new songs on Yellow Submarine. Maybe they should put those together in one set. I'd be into that. I like that idea. But definitely, yeah, we need Rubber Soul. We need Magical Mystery Tour. And I don't know what's going on with either, for sure. There's no word for sure on either of those. I don't really like streaming. I like physical media. However, yeah, I'll stream whether it's some music or whether it's a movie or a TV show or something, just to watch it once. If I want to, sample it, if I want to see if I like it, if I want to see if it's good enough and worth owning, I'll stream it. I have nothing against that, But when it comes right down to it, if I want to own the piece, if I want to own the music or I want to own the movie or TV series, whatever, physical media only, Hello, Patrick. What's going on? Patrick Sweden. Ever bought or own a few different versions of a movie and you realize there are edits in one of the versions that maybe ruins it? I think that may have happened to me before. Yeah, there's been times where I can't remember exactly which ones, but I know there's been times where I've gotten a movie and it's not the complete version. Sometimes the company actually screwed up. I remember there's an old Universal monster movie from 1942 called The Mummy's Tomb, Universal Horrors. And I remember that they put a copy on their release. It was a VHS tape, actually. And the VHS tape, it had a scene missing from it. It was cut out of it. It was a mistake. They didn't use a complete print, and they had to reissue them. That's kind of what I remember. Some people can be kind of elitist about records is the only thing. Yeah, people do get snobby about records, absolutely. And I know I get snobby about the Beatles. But, yeah, it happens. I remember coming across a comment on a video saying something along the lines that CDs are for lazy people and vinyl is for people who really care about music. Very annoying. Amen to that. Amen to that. Do you like punk rock music? If yes, what is your favorite punk rock song? I mean, I do like some Sex Pistols, but not a big fan of punk overall. I mean, it has to do with if the song is good or not. Let's see. What happened to the guy who used to come up on here with the woman that would yell in the background? You're talking about Danny. Danny's doing well. I talked to him today, and I'm just not doing those what I call hangout kind of free for all type of streams anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just doing myself here by alone, and also sometimes I'll have people up if we're going to do a dedicated subject like the Beatles or something. You know. And that may change. That may change in the future, but right now, that's the way I'm geared. That's what I'm doing. Do you ever use the subtitle option in a DVD as you haven't got a clue and can't hear what they're saying? Yeah, I absolutely have done that. No two ways about it. That's nice. I'm sure Danny's probably watching right now, and I'm sure he likes to hear this. You miss Danny, yeah. A lot of people do. I do too, but I get to talk to him. See, I get to talk to him and interact with him other than just here. So, do I like country music? It's not my favorite genre, but yeah, if I hear a song I like, it happens to be country, I like it. Do you think Ringo will release any more albums in the future? Well, originally, he said that he was just going to stick with doing his EPs, extended plays, and then with this new album, Look Up, which is a return to the full, LP format. He's having a pretty damn good time with it. It's been successful for him. So he was even asked to play at the Grand Ole Opry, which he did a couple of weeks ago. Or was it 1 week ago? Well, recently, let's put it that way. I think February 21st. So I think he's, in my opinion, I'm willing to bet he's going to be sticking with the LP format. I bought Look Up, great album. Yeah, I agree. Your Fab Gabs are worthwhile watching. Thank you very much. I'm trying to do more of them. Check out the playlists. I always appreciate anybody going over to the playlists. You know. What do you think about Paul on Saturday Night Live? Well, I did a video on it. The thing basically is when I first saw Paul live on Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary, I thought that he gave a rather poor performance. And then when I watched the video back, it didn't seem as bad. Now, some people have said that things have been fixed or sweetened. They've corrected some things, maybe corrected some pitch a little bit. It's not, if you watch it now, it's not as bad. At first, it was a little kind of alarming to me, caught me off guard. And then when I played it back now, it's not anywhere near as poor as I thought originally. So that's kind of where I'm at on that one. Let me know what your thoughts are. But I've done a lot of videos on those. I've done a lot of videos. Hello, Marcus Thompson. Let's see. It's kind of cool to say that each of the Beatles are official authors, even though it may be a bit questionable to call Ringo one with his photograph books. True. And Ringo has been asked to write his autobiography, and he has always said he's not going to write an autobiography. What he does is he talks about his life and Liverpool and stuff in his music. So I still would like to see Ringo have some kind of a book out, but it is what it is. There's somebody else that misses Danny. All right. I appreciate that. I'm sure he will appreciate that as well. Sorry, I think I missed a few people, but if I missed you, that's okay. I'll try to get back to you. If somebody sent you a cowboy hat, would you wear it? I certainly might. I might. Send me one. Let's see what happens. Do you have any of the archive reissues from Nancy Sinatra? They have nice Obi strips, full-size booklets come in a variety of colors. I like Nancy Sinatra, and I have a lot, if not all, of her vinyl LPs right now. I still have. So I think I'm pretty good with those. We were talking about missing Danny, and Mark Taylor says, I miss Robin more. Yeah. Let me see. Well, I'm not familiar, Mr. Blood Vessel, with this. Beats and Threads is Ringo's new book. Yeah. About his drums and his, clothes. Do you like Paul as a drummer? Yeah, Paul's a decent drummer. He's not as good as Ringo, but he's capable, and I enjoy his drumming. Look, the McCartney album on Band on the Run. He drums on Band on the Run, for God's sake. When I say Band on the Run, I mean the album Band on the Run. I can remember my first compact disc purchase. Mine was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' Good Music 1986 album on CD. That was my first CD. I still have it in this rack somewhere, and it plays great. Let's see. What was the first record you ever bought? Well, that's hard to remember this. No. I don't remember the very first record I ever bought. I remember some early records, but whether I bought them or not myself with my own money, that I don't know. One of the first records I remember getting, I think at Woolworths, was the second Monkees album called More of the Monkees, which is probably my favorite Monkees album. But I don't recall if I probably didn't buy that one myself. So I don't really remember the first one. Subtitles can be useful with such movies as like movies with real heavy accents, such as Sir Ben Kingsley. When you do your lives from the detention center, is that just a term of endearment? Well, it's not a detention center. It's a term of that I really hate going up there. It's I still go up there. I go up there every Tuesday evening, but I have not been doing too many live streams. Now, when I go up there, I just usually get on the phone, talk to a friend. Sometimes we have a phone call thing. We talk for an hour or two. Sometimes I brought things to read a couple of times. Sometimes I watch videos, but I haven't been trying not to do live streams from there anymore, and that also includes Sunday morning, sometimes on Sunday mornings when I'm up there too. I don't go up there every Sunday morning. For example, this Sunday coming up tomorrow, I'm not going up there. I don't have to. I get a Sunday off from having to go there. But I'm trying not to do that. Okay, definitely was not Paul's best performance. I did not watch it live, but did watch the video of it. Not the best, but Paul is still going. Shoot, he's going to go till 100. I think so. He'll go as long as he can, as long as he likes to, as long as he wants to. But yeah, if you didn't see it live and you're just watching it on the video, it's not as rough as it was. I'm standing by that. I'm standing by that. And there were other people who said the same thing. They know that it's been fixed up a little bit. Strangely, I couldn't get Only Mama Knows out of my head. I love that song. I have watched endless live versions of it. Some weirdly start a bit ropey vocally, but Paul then turns into a screaming beast on them. Turns into a screaming beast on them. I'm sorry. I agree. All right, let's see. Why some I thought to read this. Why some many shows are killing you for your take on Paul's vocals? Well, not many. Naturally, there are people out there that don't like to criticize any of the Beatles, Paul in particular. And as I say, I'm not going to go into it again. I mean, I've made I made a few videos about it. I did a live stream. If you want to go look again on the playlists and you want to check out the Fab Gab, I did a two-man panel with myself and Matthew Street, and we talked a lot about the Saturday Night Live vocals thing. And then I did another video, at least three presentations all together. about that. I'm not sure what you mean. There is no new version of McCartney 3 with an alternate cover and colored vinyl. I'm not sure which one you mean. Was you talking about one from like when was that other one? A year or two ago? Something like that. What's going on there? KRWD. I forgot your first name. A few more weeks and winter's over and good riddance. Yeah, I agree with that. Favorite dinner spot? There's an Italian restaurant that I like to go to with my girlfriend. We go there on special occasions like an anniversary or Valentine's Day. There's a Italian restaurant, and my favorite. Let's see. Are you bothered about certain films having director's cuts releases? Not really. Sometimes the director's cuts are better than the theatrical cuts, and sometimes they're not. Okay, let's see. For the next Godzilla Toho movie, for those who don't know, that's the official Japanese company called Toho. The rumor has it that there will be a second monster in it. It'll either be Anguirus or Hedorah. Hedorah is also known as the Smog monster. I know. We'll see. Favorite board game in your youth? I think I liked the game Clue. Clue was always my favorite board game, And Monopoly was fun, but, Monopoly gets to be boring, right? All right. Let's see. Do you collect Elton John? If so, which album do you think was his best? I don't collect Elton John, no. I got to say Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. But when it comes to Elton John, I really like Greatest Hits Volume 1, Greatest Hits Volume 2, and Greatest Hits Volume 3, which does me pretty good for Elton John. Let's see. What do you think of Ringo's performance at the Grand Ole Opry? I did not see it yet. I know he did 3 songs there, right? He did a song from his new album, the song is called Time on My Hands. It's a very good country song. And he also did Act Naturally, and he did With a Little Help from My Friends. Now, I've seen him do Act Naturally and With a Little Help from My Friend. Seems like it. I don't know, 80 times. So I'm not really as thrilled about that, Megan 2 should be fun. I still have a copy here of Megan, the first one, that I have to watch. I'm not familiar with Art Bell. No, I'm not. Hello, Richard. March 10th, Ringo at the Ryman, CBS special. Yes, March 10th. I know it's on CBS in the United States anyway. We're gonna see that, and I'm really looking forward to it. Favorite Beatle and why? John Lennon's always been my favorite Beatle, mostly because I just find him more flawed, more real, more genuine. He's got weaknesses that he shows and he's not afraid to show them, and he's more relatable, and I find him just more interesting as a person. But I love all 4 Beatles, and for different reasons. Do you think the Bob Dylan movie is going to win some Oscars? Yes, I do. I hope in particular that Edward Norton gets an Oscar for playing Pete Seeger, which I thought he was very good. All right. I know I'm bouncing all over the place. Don't mind me. I'm just doing that today. Hey, there's another question. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. What's my favorite movie from 1954? It's funny because the original Godzilla is 1954. That's the first one that comes to mind. Yeah, I've seen the photos of Gene Hackman. Yeah, 95 does not look like, it's not always looking like he used to. But then again, look at Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke, while he looks elderly, he still looks kind of like Dick Van Dyke. He looks the same. He looks like Dick Van Dyke, So There's going to be a new X-Files show, but Disney's going to make it. Yeah. Bah! So much for that. Oh, this is a weird question. Come on. I can't answer this one. I can't answer this one. I'm not going to anyway. I don't know. But hey, look, thanks for trying it. I can imagine Ringo would have been good in a Columbo episode. Imagine that. Ringo's the murderer. Columbo's got to shake him down. That would be really funny. Funny's not the word for it. Interesting. It'd be interesting to have Ringo as the bad villain in a Columbo episode. What can I tell you? That would be okay with me. Caught up for the moment. Do you have all the Paul McCartney archive reissue box sets? If so, which one do you think was the best presentation? I do have all of them. Some of the best ones were, I always thought the Ram was one of the best. Also, Wings Over America. Maybe Red Rose Speedway. Will you do a Joe and Danny show in the future? You never know. I'm definitely putting it on rest for now. Maybe in the future. Let's see. What kind of setup do you have for playing music? Well, I've got a turntable up here, up on a high stand, and it's an old, I'm guessing 1980 or so, Technics turntable. And I don't get to play records in here as much as I enjoy. And I have a CD player. It's a 5 CD changer, 5 CDs. But I don't play music in here just because I have neighbors upstairs. I play vinyl sometimes, but I generally prefer to play CDs in the car. And they do sound great when I'm on a long drive or something. So, does Ram box set have the mono? Does Ram box set have the mono Ram rather in it? Now it's been a while, so I don't recall. Let's see. Anything within the Beatles story that you wish they had done differently? Maybe Magical Mystery Tour could have been done a little differently. Maybe there's not really many regrets in the Beatles story, or if there are any, and maybe I would think of it if I had time to really ponder it and really think harder. How do you put on the outer sleeves of your vinyl records demonstration? Yeah, there's not really much you can say about it. Demonstration. I keep changing the kind of outer sleeves I like. Sometimes I like the sticky ones with the flap. You peel off the thing, put the flap on. And other times I like the ones you just slide the record right into with no flap. Do you like to watch movies in 4K? I don't have a 4K, player. Only Blu-ray at the moment. Blu-ray is plenty fine with me, but I suppose when they, remaster stuff up to 4K, it looks pretty amazing. No flap on the outer sleeve is the way to go. Do you prefer The Exorcist theatrical or director's cut? Well, the only answer I could give for that is that there are things I prefer about the theatrical cut, and there are things I prefer about the director's cut. Overall, I think I prefer the theatrical, believe it or not. Some people will be surprised. I think I prefer the theatrical cut. In a perfect world, I would take The Exorcist and put some of the scenes I like in there and keep some of them out from the version you've never seen. The director's cut. Favorite Beatle album and why? I often say in America, the Capitol album, the Beatles' second album. I often say that. Why? Grew up with it. It's a heavy rocking album. It just has the Beatles like really like more like rock on it, that kind of thing. Do you know we are approaching the 50th anniversary of John's final public performance at the Salute to Salute grade that he performed April 18th, 75. I knew that he did it in 75. It slipped up on me. I didn't remember until you, now that you're just saying it now, it's coming to mind, but I didn't think of it on my own. All right. Match Stickman, what's going on? Could you name a few bands that you could have seen but never did and wish you had, minus the Beatles and stuff? Fleetwood Mac. I wish I would have saw Fleetwood Mac with both Christine McVie and Stevie Nicks and, Lindsey Buckingham also. That's probably the number one I would have liked to go to. Yeah, that's number one. Do you worry about watching newer movies as you are out of a comfort zone? Might be a bad and waste of time. Not really. There's times when I see new movies and I like them. I'm glad I've seen them. So there you go. I do have headphones, but don't know what they are. Yeah, Jaws is 50 this year. Everything seems to be 50 years ago. I'm waiting for them to do something about Jaws. When are they going to do something about it? Hello, Jim. Hello, Penny Lane. For me, Revolver will always be my favorite Beatles album. That's by a hair, but still also the album I listen to the most. It's tough when it comes to the Beatles, right? I mean, Revolver certainly maybe in the running for the best. So is the Beatles' White Album. So is Abbey Road. So Sgt. Pepper. They've got so many great albums, I think the only film I've seen is the Dylan film, No Direction Home. I don't think I've seen any other. I don't think so. Considering you like comics and superheroes, what's your thought on the 1960s Batman TV series? Occasionally it's on, I watch it on MeTV. It's funny. You would think with all the kinds of things I like that are old and nostalgic, you would think that I would have really loved that show. But for some reason, I don't. I have fun with it, but I don't love it as much as I would expect that I would. Exactly. Even their first album, Please Please Me, is classic to me. Yeah, sure. They're all good. As far as I'm concerned, the best Beatles photographs were taken by Astrid. Would you agree? They are some of the most amazing, emotional, stylish, I don't know what kind of like, I don't want to say grim because that's not the right words, but the shadows and everything, the way her style is really beautiful. And I think they're some of the best. Absolutely. Are they the best? I don't know. There's other photographers I like as well, but they're among the best. That's for sure. Hello, Raymond. What's going on? James, what's up? I think the most underrated album of the Beatles is Beatles for Sale. I really like some of the covers they do and also original songs. Well, something's got to be near the bottom. If you're gonna rank the Beatles albums, which one would you put? I'm talking about the regular UK catalog releases, not extra stuff. Not compilations or anything. Which one would you put? As the least. For me, it's going to be Beatles for Sale, or Yellow Submarine, really, and then Beatles for Sale. What's your favorite Wings song? That's near impossible, but it's funny. Just picked up a 45 of Junior's Farm that's in really pristine condition, seems like it's never been played before. And I often say that the song Junior's Farm from 1974 is my favorite Wings song, but there's a hell of a lot of them. Astrid Artistic Pictures. Hey, Pumping Vinyl. What's the good word? Let It Be or Yellow Submarine. Well, Let It Be by about 100 miles. Definitely Let It Be. Let It Be. It still has quite a few classics on it. It's considered one of their lesser albums, and it's still got like 3 number ones on it. Was Astrid at the New York Fest? Because I saw her in Chicago. I don't remember ever going to a fest myself, a fest for Beatles fans or Beatle Fest where Astrid was there. Other fans could correct me on that. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say yes, but if I had said yes, I would be just guessing because I honestly didn't remember. But the Ram archive box set does have Ram in mono, disc number 3. Thank you very much, Gary. I should have known that, but it's been a hell of a long time since I played it. But I remember it's a nice presentation and it's got a lot of extras in it. That must have been one of them. Can you think of a B side that blows the A side away? Oh, brother, that's tough. How about I Am the Walrus blows away Hello Goodbye? That's pretty good. And I'm sure there are others, and even others too. But does Paul play lead guitar on "Let Me Roll It"? Where are my friends from Two Legs when I need them? You see him doing it on stage, right? So I'm guessing he does, but that's just a guess. Let's see. Have I heard Liliac's cover of Heartbreaker? I have not. I don't think I have. I'd like to. Liliac was like a heavy band that I found. I discovered them on YouTube, and I liked them. Remember I made a big fuss about them. I discovered a new band, heavy rock. Is it heavy metal? I don't know, but it's heavy. And it's Liliac. I remember that. Hello, Darren. No singing for me today. Way too tired. Only got an hour and a half sleep last night. And I was late with this show because I went to shut my eyes for like 10 minutes and it turned into I went over at the start of my show. So Ram is still my favorite Paul album. There are definitely some underrated Paul McCartney and Wings albums like London Town, Flowers in the Dirt, and Memory Almost Full. Yeah. Yes, Astrid was at the Beatle Fest in New Jersey. She was selling her photos. I must have been one that I missed. Hello to what happened to the Real Jackson? There it is. Hello, the Real Jackson. What's going on? Yeah, I know there was a record store day release of Ram in mono because I bought it. I bought it. And I'll tell you, even though I can always tell differences between stereo and mono, but for some reason, when I got a hold of that record store day mono Ram, it didn't sound that different to me. It wasn't that dramatic to me. I don't know, go figure. But it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. So I saw Ringo singing Act Naturally at the Grand Ole Opry. He sounded pretty good since his voice seems pretty intact. Okay, let's see what we got here. Anthology 1 highlights. Leave My Kitten Alone. Please Please Me with Andy White on the drums. You Know What to Do. Can't Buy Me Love demo. Till There Was You live at the Prince of Wales Theater. Another highlight on there is Love Me Do with Pete Best on drums and playing rather badly, I think. If a DVD movie comes out in metal box form, do you wait for that, or does the packaging not matter to you? No, I'm not a collector of those kind of cases. And I forget what they call them. Already I forgot them. The tin boxes. Steel books. I think they're called steel books. I like them. If I happen to get them, I like them, but I don't collect them. Are you buying anything on Record Store Day? George Harrison, Be Here Now, the 12-inch record of that, and the John Lennon 12-inch that's coming out for some songs from the 1-to-1 live concert. As far as All Things Must Pass on the Zoetrope, I'm passing. I'm passing on that. Yeah, the Ram that was came out on Record Store Day in mono was a white cover. Yes, looked like a test record. Yeah, that was it. What's your favorite John Lennon song from the Plastic Ono Band album and why? Oh, it's tough. I like actually Hold On, John. I like Look at Me. They're two softer songs. I like them. God is great. The song, Jack Palance is on Svengoolie tonight. The Dracula. He did. Jack Palance did a 1974 TV version of Dracula, and it's not bad. It's not great, I don't think, but it's not bad. Let's see. Stewart gave Astrid some rehearsal recordings. Later, she was offered hundreds of thousands for them, but she turned the offers down and returned the recordings to George during the anthology period. Yep. Do you participate in music brackets? I don't know what that is. There are only one main Beatle Fest a year, or there are smaller Beatle events that you may also go to. Well, they have a Fest for Beatles fans in New Jersey, which I always go to if I can, and in Chicago. I've only been to the Chicago one once. I'm considering now going to this year's again, but it's a long trip, and it's getting on an airplane and having to fly and check your luggage and all that garbage. So there you go. Yeah, the version of Follow the Sun is very early version is very interesting. Probably the most interesting out of those early recordings that the Beatles did. Back to this though. Back to this. There were other Beatles related shows that I have not gone to, and I forget the name of some of them. You know, but let's see. Have you? Where's that? I just missed it. Have you read "I Me Mine" by George Harrison? Well, yeah, but it's not really. I don't really think of that as a book that you read straight through, because it's a lot of it's him talking about his songs. I look at it as a reference book if I want to like read about certain songs, how they were written, to see maybe the original paperwork that George wrote them on, the notes, the scrap notes. That's what I find interesting. I don't know what time the Oscars start tomorrow. I could say 8:00, I guess, Eastern time, but I don't know. It was a fan video I did when the Scorsese documentary came out. I noticed he hadn't used "Be Here Now" for the doc, so I did this video. I have had almost 39K views. You never know what's going to go viral. The last venue you were at for Beatle Fest was pretty cool. I think the last one was Chicago, this August of 2024. I always find it weird that Klaus comes into the Beatles story because of Stu and Astrid. Then years later, he's playing bass on solo projects. Was he an artist or a musician? Wasn't he both? He's both, because he did the cover artwork for Revolver. And yeah, he's great, and he's such a nice guy. I got to meet him at one of the fests, and Klaus Warman, really one of the best friends the Beatles had, and most valuable as far as artist, musician. Yes, sir. Have you seen the video of the abandoned Monster Rot air studio George Martin once owned? No, it's in ruins. No, that's unfortunate. Yes, I do know who Carrie Underwood is. I mean, I know who she is. I could see her face in my mind. Don't really follow her music, but I know who she is. I'm not going to take the time now to do this. I appreciate you asking. My favorite John Lennon song from every solo album that he made. It takes time to go through that, and right now I got a lot of people here, so I got like 83 people. So I'm sorry I can't take the time because I got to think about it, and then I fall behind too much. Klaus hand drew the Revolver cover and used photos in the montage, as you know. That's my favorite Beatles album cover. Do you watch American Idol? No, I did watch it back in the heyday. I watched it back in the heyday. You know, I think Tune In is a masterpiece, and I agree that every fan needs to read that. Somebody recently was saying that they didn't feel that Tune In was necessary. I think it is. Now that's a book I read cover to cover. Okay, so I don't have the UK version. I think it is. The UK version is extra thick. It's got more information about the Beatles' ancestors. and I'm not interested on their ancestors or the grandparents and parents' history. But the standard version, I love that. Um, I think Mal Evans would have been nice to meet, but his size would have scared you. No, it wouldn't have. you know, Mal Evans was the gentle giant. Uh, Klaus is my favorite guest that I ever saw at the fest. Yeah, that's one of mine too. Those Air Studio videos are fun to watch. Did you know that George Martin had a bit of a hand in creating the 80s sound? That's what they're saying anyway. I mean, I didn't know that. Do I play any instruments? No, I know what you want me to do. You want to show want me to show the little bass guitar. I think I'll wait on that one. Do you have the extended edition of TuneIn? No, I don't. I just didn't want the. I mean, from what I understand, mostly what you're getting there, a lot of it seemed to be early stuff before they were even famous. I'm not interested. Well, what I mean, not famous, but before they were even a group. I don't mind like starting the story from when John and Paul met. To tell you the truth. Although, I mean, just some slight background on their parents, knowing about John Paul, George, and Ringo's parents are fine, but I don't need to go on and on and on for the whole histories. Make sure to thumbs up the live stream. Absolutely. Appreciate that. Oh, come on with this. Yeah. I know. Paul's dead. Jim Morrison and Elvis are alive. Although I know Elvis is alive. Definitely know that Elvis Presley's still alive because, he was in one of my videos. So that's how I know. He came in my record store that I go to. Olivia released a 12-inch of Be Here Now about a year ago for charity. Yes, indeed. Tell that to the police about Mal Evans. Hi, Amy. Thanks very much. I appreciate your generosity. Did you meet the Beatles fan club president at the fest? Oh, yeah, Frida Kelly. Absolutely. Always liked her, but her name slips my mind. Frida Kelly. She is wonderful. She's really a sweet lady. She really is. She was very shy originally. She didn't want to really come out in public that much, and be seen. But once she came out, she was a hit, and she's so nice. She really is. Let's see. Have you noticed that Paul often uses inferior songs as filler on his albums? And you discover the better songs he should have used as bonus tracks on reissues. That does happen. A lot of time people say that. In fact, they say that a lot about the Off the Ground album. A lot of people think some of the better songs are the bonus tracks that did not make the album. Stuff like Big Boys Bickering, Long Leather Coat. Isn't there one? What's the other one? I Kicked Around No More. I mean, there's a lot of good, very good songs, that are bonus tracks that didn't make the official album. Good old Frida, a real, genuine Scouse girl. My favorite songs are Love, Oyoko, New York City, Mind Games, Old Dirt Road, and Stand By Me. I can sign on to all of those except for I'm not really big on the song Old Dirt Road. That's a Harry Nilsson. I think Harry Nilsson with John. Not big on that song. I like your Tug of War, Standy. Well, Penny Lane, thank you. I'm glad somebody mentioned it. You can't really see it. It's in a bad spot. Eventually, when I get this place a little bit more in shape, I'll try to move it a little more to the edge so you can see it more, All right. Okay, I'm actually caught up. And that's not easy when you have over 90 people here. It's crazy. But I appreciate everybody that's watching and appreciate your comments and everything. So I had the 2 disc version of Off the Ground. I made my own version with a mix of original songs and bonus songs. That was a much better album. A lot of people put down Off the Ground. I like the album. In fact, I just played it again recently. And I think the songs on there are underrated. And, I think it flows along that album a lot better than Flowers in the Dirt does. A lot of people, they prefer Flowers in the Dirt, but I think it's too much of a dirge. I call Flowers in the Dirt Flowers in the Dirge. Although there are a lot of songs I love off Flowers in the Dirt. This one, Put It There, Rough Ride, Figure of Eight, My Brave Face. I even like We Got Married, and some people would argue that that's kind of dirgy. But I like We Got Married. But this other songs on there, not as much. This one, did I mention this one? Actually, a lot of the songs I'm mentioning off this album now, but I think it just turns a little too slow. Uh, let's see. It's an age old argument, but did Epstein have less to do once the Beatles stopped touring? Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. Yes, A Day in the Life may seem simple on the drums, but a lot of drummers have said that they can't do it exactly like Ringo does it. That's what I've heard. I'm not a drummer, so I have a 12-inch CBS single of Coming Up that's really good. I did like the song Home Tonight off Egypt Station. Egypt Station is another album that goes downhill to me. There's some tracks I like on it, but it eventually goes downhill a bit. You did this last time, Joe. That's over half the album you like. Well, I didn't say it was a terrible album. I just think it's overrated. I don't think it's a great album. If it's just simple as that. Uh, I listened to Flowers in the Dirt the day for the first time and didn't like it at all. I never heard the Bad Boy album that Ringo did. Was it the same one the song that the Beatles did in '65? No, I forget who originally did the song Bad Boy, but that's it's a cover song. Ringo did a cover song. It's not the Beatles, not the Beatles version. The Bad Boy the Beatles did, the rockin' version. That was written by Larry Williams, the Beatles version, and that's not the same one on there. Do you like Paul's band? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, quite a bit, especially drummer Abe. This one and We Got Married, Paul did live, so that gives them gravity. I have nailed A Day in the Life on the drums. I like trying to sound like Ringo, and yes, not always easy. There you go, right from a drummer there. No, Larry Williams did not do there's two songs called Bad Boy. Both of them they're different songs. One of them is the rockin' one that the Beatles covered. That's Larry Williams, and the other one, the song Bad Boy, that's on the Ringo Starr album, is a slower song, and it's not the same song. It's the same title. So no, I don't like the song Distractions. I think it's really a silly song. I mean, I say don't like it. I mean, it's not the worst song Paul ever did. It's not the worst song Paul ever did, but it's just not. It's not a big favorite of mine. Let's put it that way. I don't turn the record or CD off when it comes on, but it's like, Oh, yes. If the neighbor upstairs brought a drum kit but would practice Beatles songs, would you complain? I don't care what he plays. I don't care if he plays Beatles songs. I don't care what he plays. I don't want to hear no freaking drums on top of me. No way. You bet I complain. And you actually get a benefit out of it. Those of you who enjoy my rant videos, we get a lot of rants out of that. Do you remember when I remember when I do remember when WNEW radio in New York was playing "Leave My Kitten Alone," but I didn't know that Yoko told them stop. I didn't know that. Hello, John. What's up? Looks like we are going to be getting more and more Beatles-related books until and beyond the day we pass from planet Earth. Looking forward to the new Macca Band on the Run book. I am. Well, that's one that I'm interested in the Wings book too. Some of them not that interested in. You know, it's just way too many books. There are. Uh, do you think John would be recording today if he was still with us? I don't know about today. He'd be if John was alive today, he would be 84, going on 85. Do I know if John would still be playing? I don't know, but of course, I believe he would have been recording. He would have been recording sometimes during the last 40 years, I believe, but not. I don't know about today, 2025. You know. Oh yeah. You know, as much as I enjoy having priceless rant videos that people like, good material for a rant video. I would rather be spared the drumming than have a good rant video. I don't care if I miss that video. Yeah, the song "Rain" it's true. A lot of times when Ringo was asked what his favorite Beatles song is, he almost instantaneously says "Rain," and he is very proud of it. Yep, and he talks about it. He says he never played like that before or since. It's like he just felt like something happened during that performance that just hit him. You know. What's your favorite John Lennon demo and why? Oh, brother. There's a song called "One of the Boys." That's a good song. "One of the Boys" is a demo that's pretty good. It's the first one that comes to. I'm trying to think of like demos of stuff that John didn't really release. That's one of them. Do you prefer Wings or solo Paul? Well, that I don't know if I have a preference. To me, see that I know there's a difference between Wings and Paul McCartney solo. However, for me, it's all Paul. You know what I mean? To me, Wings is like a band, Paul with a band. You know, so to me, it's all Paul. I know. Depends on my mood. What can I tell you? I love Wings, and I love Paul McCartney when he's just Paul McCartney. You know, so I really, it's hard, really hard. Yeah, she is a friend of Dorothy's. Is a good one too. Uh, as a collector, there's not enough time to listen to everything before you go to the big record store in the sky. Well, yeah, but it's not just about not having enough time to listen to records. It's reading all the books, all the movies. There's a lot of stuff. When you collect as much as I do, and when you run two channels, I run a movie channel and this sort of Beatles-ish music related channel. Really hard. You know, there's a lot of stuff. I never thought about having a favorite CD. I don't really know what it is. And again, favorite record. There's so many records I have. There's so many CDs. There's not one that just pops in my mind. Did you ever read Mazzy's Beatle book? I haven't read it, but I got a copy of it. I mean, it's outdated now. You see, it came out in 1982 about England. It's called The Beatles England, and these days it's mostly like to look at the pictures and locations. But I only got a copy of this, I think, last year, so I didn't get it in 1982. I only got it in like 2024, and it's just not. I think even he said. These days there's things that have changed. You know, it's not the same as now as it was then. What's your favorite guitar player that played with Paul McCartney in his band? Well, one of them I'm going to say Jimmy McCulloch. I really think young Jimmy McCulloch was great. And man, it's tough because there are so many good ones. I also want to say Lawrence Juber. I love his work with Paul, especially on Back to the Egg. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited would you be if Memory Almost Full got a remix and a reissue? 5, because I like the album Memory Almost Full, but that's not an album I'm dying to get remixed or reissued. There are many other albums, beginning with London Town and Back to the Egg, that I want to see get a remix and reissue. You know, yeah, I'd rather see like Off the Ground get a remix, a reissue with bonus tracks. You know what I mean? Best sounding Beatles album in terms of overall quality of how it sounds. Oh boy, that's a tough one. Well, in a lot of ways, the Magical Mystery Tour stereo German label, that one, the Horzu one, that's very important for collectors. Everybody who's a Beatles collector has to have that. True stereo sounds great. Magical Mystery Tour German copy. I'm going to be wrapping it up a little bit soon, folks. So I got to be running. So let's just stay on a little bit longer, and then I'll wrap it up until next week. Let's see. Do you have any 24 karat gold CDs? No, I don't believe so. You collect stuff over the years. You wonder, do I have any of those? I don't think so. I bet the McCartney Oratorio album is a hard listen, but still as a collector, do you own it? Well, do I own the Liverpool Oratorio as a collector? Let me see here. I think you know where I'm going with this, huh? Sure I do. There it is. Liverpool Oratorio, there it is. I do own it. So there it is. That answers your question pretty well, I think. Hold on. Now I got to put these things back. It's the only bad thing when you take something out, got to put it back. Yeah, when you say you always thought "Hey Jude" sounded great, it did. But some of the stereo cuts, I don't know. I don't like Revolution is too much of pan stereo difference separation. On that. Is it a hard listen? Yeah. I mean, I played the CD of it. It's hard. For me, it's a hard listen. Sorry. What is your favorite Mo Howard line in the Three Stooges movie? I don't know. I'll tear your esophagus out. How's that? That's one of them that comes to mind. All right. Maybe I'll stay on a little bit more. It depends. It seems how the comments are coming. If they seem like we're kind of done, that's how it is. Anybody knows when you do this, you get to feel how it's going, and you go with the flow. Let's see. Which is your favorite McCartney live album? I actually like the Amoeba gig. Yeah, Amoeba from 2007. Yeah, of course I love Wings Over America, but everybody says Wings Over America. When is the next live stream? Today's Saturday. Well, like I said, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do these things here. When you do the Catchup with Mayo, like we're doing right now, I'm trying to do them only on Saturdays about the same time. So the next one of these would be Saturday. But then on my movie channel, again, the movie channel, we'll put the banner over there again. It's called Mr. Cinemayo Nostalgia. Please subscribe. I'm trying to boost the subscribers up, trying to get to 2,000 subs on that particular channel. So please consider subscribing. But I don't know what night that's going to be on. That might be on Wednesday. You got to stay tuned to that channel, and you'll find out when it's going to be. All right. Okay, Amy, thank you again. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Joe, do you own any of the All in the Family albums? Yes, I do. I have, I think they made two of them. I think they only made two of them, and I have both of them. And every now and then, for a laugh, I put them on. I mean, granted, I enjoy watching the actual TV show, you know, but with the visuals and everything, physical media. Uh, but occasionally I have put the album on. All right, let's see where we at now. Sorry. Do you like Cat Stevens? Some stuff. Yeah, my girlfriend, I think it was, used to, or was it her? Or was it my ex? Used to play Cat Stevens. I like some Cat Stevens. Joe, I like the way you've been posting things lately. I'm not sure. What do you mean specifically? Let me know. Uh, the best sounding Beatles collection, me, other than the red and blue original UK pressings, is Love Songs. I remember playing that in 1977 when I first got it. I was 15. Yeah, I'm aging myself, but that's fine. Uh, yeah, I was 15, and I remember my mother had one of those long, old 1970s stereo consoles, and I remember playing that album. I had not yet gotten Abbey Road yet. I had not heard Abbey Road yet when I got Love Songs. So to hear something on that was great sound quality. That was the first time I discovered the song Something, and I thought it was amazing. Do you find that not having a regular time slot ruins the channel's popularity? No, I don't find that at all. It doesn't seem to matter. It's just as popular no matter what. However, I think that it helps to have a regular time slot that people know when you're going to be on and they'll be ready. Doesn't matter when really, but it helps a little. Yes, indeed. The New York Fest. Well, it's New Jersey. It's in the New York metro area, but it's in New Jersey, Jersey City. Fest for Beatles fans. Yeah, it's going to be this month. It's gotten there already. March 28th, March 29th, and March 30th. I would like them to do an analog stereo set with some remixing. Yeah, me too. And I hope this kind of happens. Less panel videos. Oh, let's see. Oh, when you say you like the way I like the way you've been posting things lately. You're talking about less panel videos. Okay, I'm a little mixed up. I thought you liked that. I'm a little mixed up. Gene Hackman's very mysterious death has reminded me to rewatch Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah, that's a good movie. I haven't seen it in ages, but yeah, that's really mysterious, and hopefully they're gonna get to the real root of what happened. Can you recall what impressions were of McCartney 2 on the day it was released? I used to listen to a college radio show in 1980, and they would that's before the internet, obviously, 20 years or whatever before the internet. And I remember they played that new album, and I thought it was pretty poor. I mean, that happens with a lot of albums, right? I mean, I didn't really like McCartney 2 when I first heard it, but then I bought it, played it once, twice, three times, and I grew to love it. These days, I love and will defend the experimental great album, McCartney 2. So there you go. Always enjoy your broadcasts. I thank you, Rocco. It's very nice of you. I appreciate that. But the ones that you do have structured guests. Okay, I got you, James. I see what you mean. Sherry Carter, what's up? Our daylight savings ends soon. Hottest summer on record. Anyhow, should catch more of your shows. Fantastic. Did Do you like the Magical Mystery Tour movie? Not especially. I think it's a weak project, obviously, but I can enjoy it these days. I look at it as a time capsule of the 60s. It's a psychedelic time capsule, psychedelia. And of course, it's like an what do you call an album video album, whatever you want to say. It has like all the Beatles songs. It's a presentation of the Beatles music. All the songs are represented in promo films or videos, whatever you want to call them. So I really, 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 really am happy with that, and that's the reason why I like to watch it. Amy, again, thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate it. Feel free to the tip jar. All of us dingbats and me. I know. All right, she likes the Archie thing, so here we go. Hey, geez, there, everybody, huh? Feel free to hit the tip jar. Oh, you dingbats, meathead, huh? Come on, everybody, dingbats and meatheads. I always appreciate it when anybody helps out. As I say, and we all say, it's not required. Obviously, it's appreciated, and I feel a little bad for the people that are always the ones doing it, and that nobody else will do it. But just saying. But how is Joe from the record store? I saw him recently. He's doing well. He says eventually he might want to come and, when he's ready enough, he'll be in a video. I'll do a video with him. I'm not a big fan of Joe Besser or Joe DeRita for the Three Stooges, but I will take Joe Besser over Joe DeRita every day and twice on Sundays. Joe DeRita is the most bland and boring of the Three Stooges. Curly Joe. I'm sorry. I'll take Joe Besser. All right. I have not met Sean or Julian, but I have spoken by messages, emails with Sean. Let's see. Some great American movies. Bonnie and Clyde, yes. Graduate, yes. Wizard of Oz, yes. Gone with the Wind, no. I mean, I appreciate Gone with the Wind. It's a big spectacle, but I didn't love it. North by Northwest, okay. East of Eden, yeah. Rear Window, yeah. Vertigo is a movie that I did not like the first time I saw it. I found it boring as hell, but I keep saying I want to revisit it. When I watched it, it was on a rather inferior tape copy, VHS. I want to see that on a proper presentation. So there you go. What do you think of the Beatles' Love album? I'm not a fan of the Beatles' Love album. I don't like listening to the Love album on its own. However, I guess I would enjoy it very much in the context of the actual show, the Cirque du Soleil show. I think I would have liked that a lot better. Yes, Archie Bunker is taken from a UK character. I think it's UK, Till Death Do Us Part, I think was the show originally. I don't know anyone else that can do the imitation of Archie. What are you talking about that? And it's not. I don't think it's that good. I appreciate that people like it, but I don't think it's that good of an impression. 77 watching, only 24 likes. Hit the like button. Oh yeah, Roberta Flack passed away too. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, she passed. Roberta Flack. I've never seen her near the Dakota. No, I've been to the Dakotas a bunch of times, but I never saw her there. Yeah, some of these movies cannot be remade. Come on, really, some of them. All right, I'm getting to want to wind this up a little bit now, folks. So if you don't mind, please get your last comments in. I'm going to really be winding it up. And see where I'm at here. Okay, comments. Wait a minute. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that's a great song. I have a 45 of that. The first time ever I saw your face. It is a beautiful, haunting song. I do love that song. I bought the 45 of that. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody. You mean a lot to me. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Please subscribe to the movie channel, even if you don't watch it. Every now and then, maybe you'll see a video pop up that you like. It helps. Much appreciated. we'll try to do this again next week, the same time. Be on the lookout, like I say, for my movie chat where I'm joined by Tim Allen. Sometimes I'm joined by Tom Hunyadi. Sometimes it's 3 of us, sometimes it's 2 of us, depending on scheduling. And there we have it. So am I still moving? Eventually, I'm telling you. Thumbs up. Thank you. And much appreciated, everybody. Talk soon.